we are welcoming Bella, the CEO of TuringNet.
Woo! Thanks for coming, everyone, and thanks for choosing to spend your Saturday afternoon with us. I'm the head of operations from TuringNet, and TuringNet is world's first open and trustable platform for artificial intelligence. It's open because the entire life cycle of AI models is transparent on our chain, and then it's trustable because all the transactions on our platform is AI verifiable. So this is our founding team. Our CEO Kai-Wen, he's not here today, he's in Beijing, and he holds a PhD degree from Stanford University. And Jen is our CTO, and Danny, they both have hands-on experience from Google and Amazon in the areas of machine learning, AI, cryptography, and distributed systems. And myself, I have over 10 years of experience in business development and operations from Google and Tencent. And these four guys are advisors. I'd like to highlight here that Andreas Wegen, the upper left guy, right guy, has been recently appointed by Angela Merkel, who is the Chancellor of Germany, to be her advisor to transform Germany into a digital new era. So now, why do we need a decentralized AI platform at first place, right? Let me give you an example. Facebook is a centralized organization, right? And has it ever happened to you that someday you're having a casual conversation with a friend, maybe talking about some latest models of cars, and then the next day Facebook is already publishing that car-related ads to your homepage, right? Facebook has gotten so smart, it feels like they can almost read our minds. And the way that tech giants are collecting and manipulating our data using an AI model as a black box to influence our daily decisions is really the bottleneck of the AI industry today. So lack of trust and transparency is really the main issue, and because of that, we are not incentivized to participate in AI development. And because of that, tech giants are duplicating each other's work for the next increment of AI improvement. And in that process, they're wasting a lot of computing resources, and smaller businesses have a really high entry barrier to enter to compete with them. On the other hand, we think that the current consensus mechanisms in the blockchain industry has a lot of room for improvement. So we're not only decentralizing AI on blockchain, we're also trying to improve blockchain with our AI solutions. And today's AI market is about $8 billion US dollars, and research shows that by 2025, we'll reach a market of at least $90 billion. So that's 12 times growth of today. And the majority of businesses are trying to find a way to adopt AI into their product and services. So it's a critical time to actually decentralize AI. Now, focusing on solving these problems, TuringNet is creating the world's first open platform to crowdsource improvement of artificial intelligence. We have a patent-pending consensus mechanism called LBFT, which I'll share more details later. It's designed and tailored for AI to truly empower a self-governing ecosystem. Data can be shared under a trustworthy framework, and computing resources can be mobilized at a much lower cost. And let me give you the high-level overview of the user flow. So let's say that it starts with a business posting an AI learning task on our main chain. And then that will create a subchain. Each subchain is for different AI problems. On a subchain, models will get trained or inferenced, and users, you can contribute your data or computing resources. After each iteration of the model training, we have verifier and confirmer nodes to vote and calculate a minimum loss value, and then pass that value back to the main chain for the main chain to distribute tokens to reward participants. So here is a real-world use scenario that I'd like to share. So let's assume that we have 4 cars stopped at the stop sign simultaneously, right? And they're trying to decide who to go first. And for these 4 cars, communicate back to a central server, and for the server to decide, okay, you go first and you second, can be quite inefficient, and that will reduce the speed, that wastes a lot of computing resources. Not to mention about the potential risks of that server being down at the time of request. We believe that these cars should be able to communicate with each other on a decentralized network, use reliable AI models to decide who to go first. And these AI models must be transparent in terms of how they were developed and how they make these critical decisions. And on our platform, the cars will be able to contribute sensor data, driving data, and traffic data, and their data can be monetized because they're helping us to improve AI, and they're allowing our model to learn on device in their car, and ultimately and collectively, they will be able to build an AI model that's good enough to be used in the real world. So here's another insurance technology use case. A lot of large insurance companies, they possess a lot of sensitive data in their database, and of course they don't feel comfortable sharing with each other. And smaller companies, they simply don't have enough resources to build their own AI models. And our platform, we provide a way for these companies to collaborate with each other and cross-train their AI models. In our platform, all the data, security, and privacy are protected. Company resources are crowdsourced, and we believe this is ultimately a new way for these competitors to come up together. And by providing the transparency on the blockchain, we'll be able to limit companies who are trying to manipulate the AI boxes to maximize their own profit, rather than optimizing AI for the general user interest. These are the 4 technical highlights I'd like to share. So one of our biggest innovation is the new consensus mechanism that's tailored for AI. It's able to measure the actual results after each iteration. And then next we have a multi-layer chain architecture that will enable our platform to reach over 10,000 transactions per second. We'll also have a virtual machine that will allow users to import their existing AI models onto TuringNet. And last but not least, like I mentioned before, all the machine learning models on our platform is completely transparent and verifiable by AI. This is a closer look at our learning BFT consensus mechanism. This is basically how our subchain works. After each iteration of training, we have the training pass down a parameter to the verifiers, and the verifiers will be calculating a loss value. And then they'll pass down the loss value to the confirmers. Confirmers will then add them up and vote for a node that has the most minimized value, and pass down the final results to the main chain. And then the main chain will then release tokens to the participants accordingly. And this is a figure of our preliminary product demo. The 2 lines on the graph demonstrates 2 nodes performing 10 iterations of AI model learning at the same time. And you can see the value of loss is decreasing over time, and after each iteration, basically the nodes that with less loss value will get rewarded. And this is a figure to show our architecture. So basically the main chain handles all the transactions, and each subchain will be handling one different AI problems. This will extend scalability significantly for the large deep learning network. And again, our virtual graph graph virtual machine will be able to accept existing AI models into our platform. And this is to show that the entire life cycle of the models are transparent, and we're using blockchain for bookkeeping how they evolve, how they make decisions. This is a high-level overview of our roadmap. You can find more details on our website, that's TuringNet.com, and we have our white paper on our website as well. And that's it. Thank you for your patience.